Hey everyone, welcome to CineTruth. You've probably heard many stories, but today we're going to talk about a true story where a tourist gets trapped in another country, and not just that, even gets sentenced to life imprisonment. In the beginning, we see a guy named Billy, who wraps some drug packets in paper and hides them within his clothes, then heads to the Turkish airport. Billy came here to explore with his girlfriend, who had no idea about his action. Billy wasn't into this kind of stuff either. It was his first time smuggling drugs, which is why he was extremely nervous. Now Billy moves forward, but just as he's about to board the plane, a police officer gets suspicious of him, and when he's searched, they find at least 2 kilograms of drugs on him. Cops strip Billy down completely and start questioning him. But Billy doesn't understand their language, so they call in a translator. The translator asks Billy where he got the drugs from, and Billy tells them that a local taxi driver here gave them to him in exchange for money. Then they ask Billy if he can identify the man, and Billy says yes. So they all head to the local market. The moment Billy gets a chance, he tries to escape, but after running for a bit, he gets caught and is thrown straight into jail. A guard there, who is also a convict, puts Billy in a very filthy cell. Billy asks the guard for a blanket. The guard refuses and leaves. There's another convict in the cell who tells Billy that there are blankets outside and that his cell isn't locked. He should go grab one. Billy does exactly that, wraps himself in the blanket, and falls asleep. But the guard finds out about it and takes Billy to the warden. The warden beats Billy so badly that he gets seriously hurt. When Billy regains consciousness, 2 people help him up and take him outside. They tell him that he was unconscious for several days. They warn him not to trust anyone here, not even the kids, as they are just as dangerous as the adults. Afterward, Billy asks Eric how long he'll be kept here and what he's being punished for. Eric tells him that he was caught smuggling drugs, for which he received a 12-year sentence. Billy asks him how much drugs he had. Eric says, whole 100 grams. Billy gets scared hearing this because he had 2 kilograms of drugs. Eric tells him, you can get out of here if you hire the best lawyer in Turkey, and Max knows how to find him. So Billy goes to Max. Max has been imprisoned here for the past 7 years, so he knows all the ins and outs of this jail, but he's also into heavy drug use. Max tells Billy everything about the Turkish lawyer, and the next day, when Billy's father comes to visit him, the Turkish lawyer Max mentioned comes along too. Billy's father talks to Billy for a long time, and gets emotional as well. Before leaving, he gives Billy a suit to wear for his court appearance the next day. Next day, Billy's hearing takes place, and after some consideration, because it was Billy's first offense, he's sentenced to 4 years in prison. Billy and his father are furious and start shouting in court. Meanwhile, the lawyer opposing Billy wants to increase his sentence, but Billy's lawyer is very pleased because, according to him, Billy got a light sentence. Now Billy has no choice but to serve the sentence given to him. Time starts to pass. Billy somehow manages to get through his days, but one day, his friend Jimmy shows him a map that's the full blueprint of the jail. Billy asks, where did you get this from? Jimmy tells him, the jail is under renovation, and I stole it from the workers there. Jimmy then explains, there's a tunnel running beneath the jail that leads directly to the Turkish border, and there's a spot in this jail with a weak wall, behind which lies the tunnel's path. Jimmy asks Max and Billy to escape with him, as he can't do it alone, but both Billy and Max refuse because they're going to be released soon anyway. Jimmy gets really angry at them and starts planning his escape alone. But when he tries to do so, a guard spots him and takes him to the warden, who has him beaten up very badly. Time continues to pass, and now Billy is very happy because he only has 53 days left in his sentence. But one day, he learns that the opposing lawyer has filed a case against him because he wants to set an example so that no one from another country can smuggle drugs here. Billy is taken to court, where the judge sentences him to 30 years in prison. Billy is shocked. The ground beneath him seems to slip away. He starts crying and begging to be released. When the court doesn't listen to him, he starts cursing the judge and the lawyers, saying, your children won't even find a place in hell. Billy is completely broken and is sent back to jail. Now Billy also joins Jimmy's plan and convinces Max to join as well. First, they search for that weak wall, which leads to the tunnel. The 3 of them work all night, and when they find the weak wall, they start removing the stones from it. When they finally see the tunnel, they're overjoyed. Jimmy gets very excited and suggests escaping immediately, but Billy stops him and suggests they escape the next day. They put the stones back the way they were and prepare to escape the following night. As soon as the night falls, they start their escape with full preparation and head into the tunnel. Tunnel is filled with water, but they somehow keep moving forward. After a while, they see that the way ahead is blocked by a wall, and their dreams are shattered. Billy gets very angry, but there's nothing they can do. Billy tells Jimmy and Max, "Let's head back for now, we'll figure out what to do next tomorrow." But you've probably heard the saying, tomorrow never comes, and that's exactly what happens to them. The next day, a convict sees the wall and realizes someone tried to escape from there. So he informs the warden. The warden investigates the matter and suspects that it was all Jimmy's doing, so he takes Jimmy away. But after that, no one ever found out where Jimmy disappeared to. Afterward, Max gets really angry at the convict named Rifki, because it was because of him that their plan was ruined. So Max destroys all of Rifki's money because, for Rifki, that was the only valuable thing he had. Rifki tells the warden that someone ruined his money and hands over a small packet of drugs to the warden. The warden asks whose drugs these are, and Rifki names Max. The warden then takes Max away. Billy is watching all of this in anger, and when the guards leave, he beats Rifki so badly that he kills him. Billy's mind stops working, meaning he goes insane, so he's thrown into the asylum there. The asylum was filled with all sorts of madmen, and Max was there too. The two of them didn't recognize each other. Now, after a few months, Billy's girlfriend comes to visit him and starts reminding him of old memories. Billy also starts to remember some things. She gives him an album and says that he needs to get out of here soon. After saying that, she leaves. Billy has no other way out of this jail, so he goes to the bathroom, opens the album, and finds some money hidden inside. He takes the money and shows it to the warden, asking to be taken to the church. When the warden starts taking Billy, he thinks he's being taken to the church, but that's not the case. The warden takes Billy to a deserted room and tries to torture him, but Billy gets angry and pushes the warden, causing the warden's head to hit the wall, and he dies instantly. Billy then steals the warden's clothes and tries to escape. Billy's trick works, and he successfully crosses the Turkish border. After spending 5 years in jail, Billy finally makes it back home in a few days and reunites with his family. This entire movie is based on the true story of Billy Hayes. But do let us know in the comments what you would have done if you were in Billy's place. That's all for today. See you in the next video. Until then, thank you, take care, and goodbye.